4. A heart under a stone. The reduction of the universe to a single being, the expansion of a single being even to God. This is love. Love is the salutation of the angel to the stars. How sad is the soul when it is sad from love? What a void is the absence of the being who alone fills the world. Oh, how true it is that the beloved being becomes God. One would conceive that God would be jealous if the Father of all had not evidently made creation for the soul, and the soul for love. A glimpse of a smile under a white crepe hat with a lilac coronet is enough for the soul to enter into the palace of dreams. God is behind all things, but all things hide God. Things are black, creatures are opaque. To love a being is to render her transparent. Certain thoughts are prayers. There are moments when, whatever be the attitude of the body, the soul is on its knees. Separated lovers deceive absence by 1,000 chimerical things which still have their reality. They are prevented from seeing each other. They cannot write to each other. They find a multitude of mysterious means of correspondence. They commission the song of the birds, the perfume of flowers, the laughter of children, the light of the sun, the sighs of the wind, the beams of the stars, the whole creation. And why not? All the works of God were made to serve love. Love is powerful enough to charge all nature with its messages. O spring, thou art a letter which I write to her. The future belongs still more to the heart than to the mind. To love is the only thing which can occupy and fill up eternity. The infinite requires the inexhaustible. Love partakes of the soul itself. It is of the same nature. Like it, it is a divine spark. Like it, it is incorruptible, indivisible, imperishable. It is a point of fire which is within us, which is immortal and infinite, which nothing can limit and which nothing can extinguish. We feel it burn even in the marrow of our bones, and we see it radiate even to the depths of the sky. O love, adorations, light of two minds which comprehend each other, of two hearts which are interchanged, of two glances which interpenetrate. You will come to me, will you not, happiness? Walks together in the solitudes, days blessed and radiant. I have sometimes dreamed that from time to time hours detached themselves from the life of the angels, and came here below to pass through the destiny of men. God can add nothing to the happiness of those who love one another, but to give them unending duration. After a life of love, an eternity of love is an augmentation indeed. But to increase in its intensity the ineffable felicity which love gives to the soul in this world is impossible. Even with God, God is the plenitude of heaven. Love is the plenitude of man. You look at a star from two motives, because it is luminous and because it is impenetrable. You have at your side a softer radiance and a greater mystery, woman. We all, whoever we may be, have our respirable beings. If they fail us, the air fails us. We stifle, then we die. To die for lack of love is horrible, the asphyxia of the soul. When love has melted and mingled two beings into an angelic and sacred unity, the secret of life is found for them. They are then but the two terms of a single destiny. They are then but the two wings of a single spirit. Love, soar. The day that a woman who is passing before you sheds a light upon you as she goes, you are lost. You love. You have then but one thing to do, to think of her so earnestly that she will be compelled to think of you. What love begins can be finished only by God. True love is in despair and in raptures over a glove lost or a handkerchief found, and it requires eternity for its devotion and its hopes. It is composed at the same time of the infinitely great and the infinitely small. If you are stone, be lodestone. If you are plant, be sensitive. If you are man, be love. Nothing suffices love. We have happiness, we wish for paradise. We have paradise, we wish for heaven. O ye who love each other, all this is in love. Be wise enough to find it. Love has, as much as heaven, contemplation, and more than heaven, passionate delight. Does she still come to the Luxembourg? No, monsieur. She hears Mass in this church, does she not? She comes here no more. Does she still live in this house? She has moved away. Whither has she gone to live? She did not say. What a gloomy thing, not to know the address of one's soul. Love has its childlikenesses. The other passions have their littlenesses. Shame on the passions which render man little. Honor to that which makes him a child. There is a strange thing. Do you know it? I am in the night. There is a being who has gone away and carried the heavens with her. Oh, to be laid side by side in the same tomb, hand clasped in hand, and from time to time in the darkness to caress a finger gently. That would suffice for my eternity. You who suffer because you love, love still more. To die of love is to live by it. Love, a sombre, starry transfiguration, is mingled with this crucifixion. There is ecstasy in the agony. O joy of the birds! It is because they have their nest that they have their song. Love is a celestial respiration of the air of paradise. Deep hearts, wise minds, take life as God has made it. It is a long trial and unintelligible preparation for the unknown destiny. This destiny, the true one, begins for man at the first step in the interior of the tomb. Then something appears to him, and he begins to discern the definite. The definite, think of this word. The living see the infinite. The definite reveals itself only to the dead. Meantime, love and suffer, hope and contemplate. Woe, alas, to him who shall have loved bodies, forms, appearances only. Death will take all from him. Try to love souls, you shall find them again. I met in the street a very poor young man who was in love. His hat was old, his coat was threadbare, there were holes at his elbows, the water passed through his shoes and the stars through his soul. What a grand thing, to be loved! What a grander thing still, to love! The heart becomes heroic through passion. It is no longer composed of anything but what is pure. It no longer rests upon anything but what is elevated and great. An unworthy thought can no more spring up in it than a nettle upon a glacier. The soul, lofty and serene, inaccessible to common passions and common emotions, rising above the clouds and the shadows of the world, its follies, its falsehoods, its hates, its vanities, its miseries, inhabits the blue of the skies, and only feels more the deep and subterranean commotions of destiny, as the summit of the mountains feels the quaking of the earth. Were there not someone who loved, the sun would be extinguished.